Both presidents holding a joint news conference after meeting for nearly 3 hours at joint base Elmendorf-Richardson near Anchorage, Alaska. President Trump says despite no deal, he and Putin made some headway and called it a very productive meeting. Now, as for the next steps, President Trump says he will first call NATO and then call Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky about what he and President Putin discussed today. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Lisa Gonzalez.
And I'm Curtis Meng. The presidents wrapped up their news conference about an hour ago, taking no questions from the press. KCRA 3's Leanne Denier has been following this historic summit. And Leanne, what is the significance of this meeting?
Well, the meeting itself is a historic one, with this being the first time that the two have met on U.S. soil. As for what comes next, there's still a lot of questions about what results will come out of these discussions between Mr. Trump and Putin. We asked UC Davis political science professor Brandon Kinney to help us understand what we did see today, despite a lack of details as to what the two agree on and what still needs to be worked out. Well, both leaders said that they want a path towards peace with Ukraine, and through a translator, we heard Putin say that he wants to pave a path towards peace. President Trump then emphasized that there is no deal until there is a deal. And throughout today, analysts, including Kinney, have been looking at the body language between these two world leaders to get some insight into how these conversations went, given we still know very little about the specifics. And that started as soon as President Trump and Putin got off their respective aircraft.
What kind of attitude are these two sides bringing to a potentially high-stakes negotiation? Do they appear like open and friendly and maybe willing to kind of accommodate some demands that the other side might make if they get some concessions of their own? Or are they really standoffish? Are they kind of turning away from the person rather than turning toward them?
So Kinney says, drawing on his own experience, he would want to see concrete, tangible plans before making a judgment call as to the success of this particular meeting. But he said, should President Trump help broker a potential ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia, he says that could have significant implications on his legacy in diplomatic abilities.
All right, so no ceasefire reached today, but they talked about a future meeting. What did they say about that?
Yeah, they sure did. At the end of President Trump's remarks, Putin said in English, "Next time in Moscow." President Trump responded with a laugh, saying that it could get him a little heat, but he could see the possibility of that happening. A lot to keep an eye on moving forward.
All right, Leanne, thank you.